Good morning and welcome to the happiest place on earth, Disney World, Orlando, Florida, and she's like that. We're still live. We are live from Orlando, Florida, talking about the Disney Dreamers Academy. Joining us this morning is Michelle Stephanie. She is a Walt Disney World expert on this. We'll be talking to her in a few moments. First and foremost, let's just talk about a couple of headlines this morning before we get to why we're here today to talk about a great program that is really helping young African Americans go into the corporate world after graduation. In the news this morning, a statue of Emmett Till will be built in Mississippi. In 1955, we all know the story, Emmett Till lynched in Mississippi for allegedly whistling at a white woman. This news comes just a couple of days after the Congress passed the Emmett Till anti-lynching legislation that bans such act or make it a federal crime. We'll continue to update you on that as we move forward and as more news comes in. But a statue of Emmett Till will be debuted on October 1st at Rail Spike Park in Greenwood. Also in the news this morning, good news out of New York. James Earl Jones, the actor, the legend, who is a multi-NAACP award winner and numerous other awards. They're naming a theater. The Schubert organization is naming a theater after James Earl Jones. The 91-year-old actor has made his mark in Hollywood and on the stage. Most remember him in plays that captivated the imagination of African Americans and all those others who had the privilege of seeing James Earl Jones perform on that stage. Well, this morning we are at World Disney, the happiest place on earth, they call it. And certainly when you come here, the vibes are just that. Joining us this morning to talk about an important program, one that maybe for some have flown under the radar, but it's been 15 years for the Disney Dreamers Academy and what they've been doing. Let's bring in Michelle Stephanie. Michelle, how are you this morning?
I'm great, Stacey. Thank you for coming to visit us here.
Place to be, right?
Yeah.
And so this weekend, starting really today, you're 15 years now, Disney Dreamers Academy. Tell us about the Disney Dreamers Academy.
Yeah, this program, we're so excited to offer this opportunity where 100 high school students are invited to come to Walt Disney World for an all-expense-paid trip with a guardian or their parent. And it's all about dreaming big. We want to expose these young people to the possibilities for their career, for their future lives through the lens of all of the career offerings we have at Walt Disney World. From the when you first come here, you think, okay, it's a theme park. But it's really much more than that. I mean, we have folks who work back of house in careers like law, or maybe they're in finance, or some of those careers. We have tons of folks who really pour their creativity into our entertainment experiences, and that could be Imagineers, writers, producers, dancers, singers, and so on. And we just felt like this site was really a learning lab, a living learning lab for young folks to explore those options. They want to be the best chef at Walt Disney World, they'd have that opportunity, or even horticulture. I mean, it's kind of endless, the amount of careers that they could explore in this environment.
Well, and I'm also told that they don't necessarily have to have a career at Disney, right? This also helps them with even beyond Disney. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, really, selfishly, we probably want to hire most of these young people if we could. But we're just excited, as you said, to give them an opportunity to learn about any career that they dream of. We have many students actually that are interested in medical careers. and we'll bring in the experts in those fields, whether it's neurosurgery or forensics or whatever it is, and we'll bring those experts in to talk to them. And it's usually professionals that look like them as well, because sometimes if you can see it, you can be it. And so we want that to be another lens that these young people have, when they're here, that they really can be inspired, not just by the hearing from these folks, but by seeing them.
And tell us, Michelle, how did Disney conceive this program?
Yeah.
What was the impetus behind it?
Yeah, when we started this about 15 years ago, we looked around and we thought, while Disney was definitely involved, there's always had some community endeavors around the globe and wherever they're present. We thought it was really, really important that we do something that specifically focused on Black families, Black children. We know that, Black families invest a lot in their young people's education, whether that's a college education, learning a skill or some other trade, or whatever that is. It's important for us to be educated in pursuing, our life's goals and dreams. And so there's a group of us here who decided we were going to partner with some of our media partners. At the time, it was Steve Harvey and Essence Magazine. And that was kind of the start of the program. Over the years, we have evolved. So now, in its 15th year, we as a company are getting support from all parts of our company. So while it's at Walt Disney World and we are the originators of the program and the hosts for it, you'll see folks here from our ABC partners, ESPN, other parts of the Walt Disney Company, Imagineering, and so on. And they pour into these young folks as well. So it's really exciting to see how we've even grown this effort even beyond what we thought I think it could be when we initiated it.
Yeah, and the list of the students that are in the academy and the accomplishments that they've already had is amazing. I'm seeing young ones as young as 13 years old starting their own business.
Yes.
How does Disney identify this talent?
Well, the great news is, unlike a lot of programs that are designed for kids in this age range, so it's high schoolers between the age of 13 and 19. And many of those programs really focus on the grade point average, or they might go in the other direction. If there's students that have really great needs academically, there might be something designed for them. What we wanted to do was really catch a lot of those kids that sometimes are in the middle. We definitely have our share of very, very high achievers as well. But the intent is, it's really about the dream and the story. So as we're going through the selection process, we actually read through the essays. And to get to that final 100, we have a panel of judges that come from the community in various, stratas of community, various job areas, so that we really do have sort of a diverse lens of folks looking at the applications. And we hope that the classes will reflect that as well, so that, as you pointed out, you might have a young person that started their own company. I know we've had that since year one, but then you might have some other young person that comes and they're in a shell. Maybe they're very shy and they have some dreams, but they haven't been able to express it. Maybe they've been able to write it down, but they haven't interacted with others to express that dream. We watch those young people transformed in the course of these 4 days.
So you're looking at a lot of different things here.
Yes.
Not just some obvious talent, put it that way.
Exactly.
You're searching for that.
That's right. We want to be that inspiration for everyone. We all know that somewhere in our career, we just needed a little hand up, maybe just a little added encouragement. Maybe we had a seed of a dream and then someone says something to us, or we see something that's inspirational, and then we're encouraged to take it to the next level. That's what we want this experience to be all about.
Well, fantastic, because this place, when you come here, and I'm sure the students get that vibe, when you come here, as our viewers right now might hear music going on right now too. We hope it's not a distraction, but it's certainly not meant to be a distraction, because you come here and it's so welcoming, and you see all the smiles, you're smiling, everyone's smiling. How does that factor in when you have students, you mentioned maybe that withdrawn, shy kind of person.
Yes.
How does that factor in?
Thank you for acknowledging that, Stacey. So there are a legion of what we call cast members, our employees, who are dedicated to this program. Many have been volunteering to serve as chaperones, in addition to all of those other professionals that help us with the event logistics and with all of the services, from the hotels to all the dining and all of that. All of these folks see these young people come and they are so excited. This is one of the most rewarding experiences for many of our casts. And they really, truly shine in this environment. And I think the kids are inspired. We have stories where some of them have kept in touch for years because they just had such a bond during the weekend.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Too. How many have gone on and they've reached back?
Yeah, a lot of them reach back. So we have now, again, with 15 years under our belt, we have quite a few illustrious group of alumni. They are now always an integral part of the program in some way. Sometimes they serve as mentors. Like we have one exercise where they go out and they have a social media challenge. And so we'll tap some of our alumni to be the team leaders for that experience. And so they get to kind of share what their experiences were when they were in the academy. And again, now you think about it, if these were teenagers 15 years ago, some of them are in their late 20s, early 30s now. And so now they have their own businesses or careers that they've developed, and they're able to do that kind of organic sharing as well. So there's a lot. And then some are in our formal program. We have one really standout alumnus, Princeton Parker, who is now, he actually was a Disney cast member at Disneyland Resort, and has just recently moved into our marketing organization to a new role. Exciting career move for him, but he still comes here to give back, and he's one of the hosts for the weekend. So it's really it's just heartwarming to see something. We often joke, corporate America, a lot of our jobs, we don't save lives. That's not, if you're in marketing, you're not saving lives.
Yeah.
But with this program, we know that we are really impacting lives. Yeah. And so even, one of the stories we love to talk about is the commencement on Sunday. And
we're going to get to that too.
Okay, I don't want to jump ahead.
Huge lineup. Folks, I've seen the itinerary.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You're talking about this jam-packed. So today's Thursday.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
You got today. Let's just briefly, because I want to go through each day.
Yes.
You already jumped to the graduation. Folks, you haven't even had to take your test, pass your test or anything. You already had graduation, according to Michelle. But that's okay. But let's talk about today. Let's start with today. Just give us a brief overview of what's going to happen today.
So today is Arrival Day. It's when you first arrive in this new environment. Folks are flying in from all over the country. All the students and their parents and chaperones, as well as, our guests, our celebrity guests, our influencers, our, corporate titans and professionals from all walks of life. So they're all coming in, and then we'll start the day with a cavalcade at 2:00 today.
Uh-oh.
And I won't talk too much about that, but it's going to be at Main Street, because I don't want to give too much of the fun and surprises away, but it'll be on Main Street, and it'll be really just a wonderful way. They'll have a class photo at that time in front of beautiful Cinderella Castle, and of course it's our 50th anniversary this year, so It's beautifully painted in its 50th anniversary regalia, and all of that. So it's really momentous, in addition to being the 15th year for DDA, and then it'll be a big welcome rally right after that, and everybody will get some good night's sleep tonight before they have to go into the next few days, because it's very intense. It's action packed.
Yeah. So you mentioned Main Street and Cavalcade.
Yes.
I remember my two oldest children, especially my oldest daughter, even when she was being carried in her mom's womb, we would go to Disney, and every year we'd go first to Disneyland.
Yes.
And in the alternate year, we'd go to Disney, come here to Disney World.
Y'all are fancy.
Well, we try to be, right? but that Main Street, when the kids are 3-4 years old, they know Main Street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
I
that
mean,
amazing?
it is. It's powerful. I've had the privilege of going to a couple of our parks in other parts of the world, in Europe and Asia. And it's just, it's so funny how that feeling, it's the same because they have their main street as well. And it's that kind of, familiar place, just like you said, whether it's Disneyland or Walt Disney World, it's, that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so Thursday is a wrap. Let's go to Friday. What's
Yes.
happening Friday?
So Friday we start early every day. I mean, from sun up to sundown. It's action packed.
And y'all mean that too, sun up.
We mean it. I mean, 7 o'clock in the morning. They're on a bus, and basically everyone heads over to World Showplace, is sort of the epicenter for the event, and then we have some satellite spaces. We have our what we call Disney University. It's sort of where we do a lot of training for our cast. And so there are some sessions there as well. And then, of course, in our parks, there are working, our living lab and classroom. So, there's opportunities for them to go in the parks as well. But really what Friday is, and I'll even include Saturday a little bit, those 2 days are really about what we call the deep dive, intense sessions, but also some general sessions. So with the deep dives, we have the students divided into 3 different academies, we call them, and they're based on sort of their career interests. So whether it's more about engineering or STEM careers, that's an academy. Then we have another one that's more about creativity and those careers, and then another one maybe focused more on business. And and we get all of those interests before they arrive, and all of the programming is really tailored to each class. Okay. And sort of their interests. And then they have these intensive sessions over those couple of days. And as I mentioned, then that's when our other celebrity guests and other influencers will then do talks in between some of those sessions. We have one really popular one called Conversations With. So imagine it's, sort of a rotating stage of just guests. So,
Right.
After I leave this couch, then, another maybe panel will come on to talk about another topic, and really delving deep into topics that are interested students. And sometimes the parents and chaperones as well, really that we want them to be along on the dream journey with the students. So what can we do to support them and in supporting their Disney dreamer in their careers? And then let's face it, you're never too old to stop dreaming. So, many of the parents and guardians, they get inspiration as well, as do we, standing around on the sides watching.
And you mentioned this STEM, and let's just stop there for one quick
because
moment, because STEM is so important.
Mm-hmm.
We here at the Black Press, and the Black Press is 195 years old now.
Yes.
In fact, Disney celebrating. We're celebrating.
Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. But we continue to champion the STEM fields because there's so much opportunity, so much untapped talent, particularly in our community.
Yes.
So this focus on STEM, what's the response been to that?
Oh, from the students?
From the students and the parents.
Yeah. I mean, overwhelmingly, every year we have, it seems, more and more students that are interested in STEM fields, which is really encouraging, especially for this particular audience. And, one of the things we like to do is even take that interest and maybe take it in a little different direction. So, for example, we have film studios that need technical people who know how digital skills, IT skills, right? And those folks can maybe create the next blockbuster film. Right? So it's somebody who was interested in STEM, but maybe it ends up being for creative use. Then in another way, it might be you were interested in STEM and you want to be an engineer. And maybe you're going to create the next attraction here at Walt Disney World, the next blockbuster attraction. So it can go in a number of different ways. And then, sometimes they call it STEAM. So that's where we're kind of infusing the arts into it as well. And as you mentioned earlier, even if they decide they don't want a Disney specific career, just exploring those options can then sometimes lead to something else they didn't even think about.
Exactly.
And I think is so important because
So
that's where all the career growth is going to be, right?
This really augments their education, being part of this academy, and not just in a less than tangible way, very tangible way is what I'm trying to say. So they're able to take away from this a lot of life experiences as well.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things, there have been years, and it'll probably happen again this year, especially after what we've been through the last couple of years, right? Where you have some of these young folks, it's their first time on a plane. It's their first time maybe leaving their state or their, area where they live. And, there's something really powerful about that because, when you're young and you're doing things with the same crowd, maybe that are in your high school, there's a familiarity with that. But now you're coming together with kids from all over the country. And so the interpersonal skills that they develop through the weekend, as I mentioned, that shy child that comes, and during the weekend, you literally watch them be transformed.
Yeah.
Just by the interaction with their peers.
And Michelle, you said something that stood out to me. In some instances, it's their first plane trip. I remember writing about that. Some students from Baltimore 2 years ago or 3 years ago, it was, talked about their experience here and their first plane trip. And, that might be looked at in something like, okay, first plane, but to that student, it's a huge thing. It's a life experience, as we said. It's a learning experience in itself.
Yes.
And then they get here. And I know we don't have a whole lot of time left.
Yes.
But tell us, before we get to Sunday, how does one get involved? What's the criteria? Lay it out for us. How do you get involved?
As an
academy student.
As an academy student, again, DisneyDreamersAcademy.com. Please check out the website. Also follow our conversation we have an Instagram account, Disney Dreamers Academy, Facebook, and then Dreamers Academy on Twitter. And follow the conversation because we will be opening applications again this summer. The applications close every year on October 31st. Okay. And the deal is to apply, and I'll say this, we've had some students that apply multiple times before they get admitted. And it really is about telling that story, that heartfelt story about how this will really change the trajectory of your dream and telling that story. And so that's really, where it starts. And then once they get here, the rest is up to them. And so many of them, they keep in touch with one another. They're truly supportive of each other when they're in this environment. We have just had a stellar record of, connectivity amongst the students. It's just heartwarming to see it. It really is.
Do they need any? Is there a certain grade level? Is there a test? Or
that's what's so powerful. So what they'll do, the application period is, it's a series of prompts, and they're almost done Twitter style. Okay. We try to be relevant for this age group, and so they're short little essay prompts. And all they have to do is answer those, and they should answer them, not their parents. Don't get your teacher.
I'm over my daughter's shoulder.
Don't get your teacher. We can see, it's going to come through. But when you can see the student pouring out what they want, and great, if they have accolades and all of that, and many of the students do, and they have businesses, that's great. But really, that it's not required. It really isn't. We have had many students that really. They just have a dream, and they just want a place to express it. And so that is, we were just really intentional about that. We didn't want this to be about a GPA. Again, there's plenty of really stellar academic programs that focus on that, but we're about that experience.
Wow. And so, okay, I know we've been teasing about the graduation this Sunday, but again, one other thing before we get there, you mentioned something that I'm sure our viewers they've honed in on. You mentioned these celebrities. Is there anyone, can you hint or give us you know,
Oh,
who can we
well,
expect?
I think the announcement is out, so
Is
I
that
can say.
okay? No
But
breaking news.
we are
here.
so excited. We have a special celebrity ambassador this year, in honor of the 15th year. But moving forward, we will continue to have various celebrities who join us along in this and want to be inspirational. This year is Kelly Rowland, the one and only,
The one and
from
only.
Destiny's Child and all of acting fame. I have some of her movies saved on my some of my streaming services. So anyway, she is lovely, lovely human with a beautiful story, right? About how, she was the same age as these young people when she started her career.
Yeah.
So we just thought, what better person? We were so excited when she said she'd like to come and share her story and inspire these young folks. So we're really excited for them.
So we're gonna have to ask her ourselves what drew her to this
yes,
program.
yes.
It'd be great to hear her response to that. I'm sure she can give us a lot of great anecdotes on why this program grabbed her attention. Because someone like Kelly Rowland, their schedule is jam packed.
Absolutely.
And they have so many people pulling at them, but Disney pulled in Kelly Rowland.
Yes.
So that's amazing. So okay, before we run out of time, Sunday.
Sunday.
You jumped the gun on the graduation. Everybody graduates. She passed everybody.
Let me tell you, because this is, look, I might start tearing up now. There is not a dry eye in the place on Sunday. Again, we have been with these young people now from Thursday to Sunday, and they've been transformed in just a matter of days. And this is no exaggeration. I mean, you just feel it. You feel the energy in the room. And it's just a really heartwarming, lovely, Disney. If we don't do anything, we're going to entertain you. And so it's a great, beautifully done, a commencement ceremony. And what can I say? It's just really moving. And so this year, Kelly Rowland will be giving an address to the class.
Awesome.
So they will hear from her personally about with some more words of inspiration. So yeah. And then we can't forget to our boss will be there.
Okay.
The one and only.
Can't forget the boss.
The one and only Mickey Mouse. He's gonna make an appearance as well.
So before the weekend's over, I might put on the ears. I'm not making any promises. I've already taken off the jacket and tie.
Oh, come on. You sound like you're OG Disney anyway. Disneyland, Disney World. I mean, what?
So before we go, I neglected to tell our audience your title. I love titles.
It's okay.
So what's your title? Tell us.
Well, I have a couple. So I'm the project champion for this wonderful program. But I also work in multicultural marketing strategy for Walt Disney World. So
you have it, Michelle. Stephanie, it's going to be a great week. And you don't take my word for it, take hers, because you can see the smile. It's genuine, folks. This is going to be a great week. The Disney Dreamers Academy. And like I said, and like it is the happiest place on earth. And we're so glad to be here, the Black Press of America and Disney. What a team. Check us out tomorrow. We have an hour special tomorrow to talk more about the Disney Dreamers Academy. Thank you for joining Let It Be Known. We'll see you tomorrow.